Hey guys, welcome back to the driveway. So I thought I needed to, go ahead and start hitting some of the little spots that were bubbled and, just kind of straighten it out just a little bit, get a good 25 footer. And as usual, while I was sanding around, I realized why this car was a perfect candidate for a frame swap. This was just a tiny little little bubble, half the size of a dime. Everywhere you look, Bondo, and yep, there's some more. That little, and some more. And this whole fender seems to just be Bondo, so that's cool. I'm assuming anywhere that's light colored is just Bondo, so that's good. I don't really know what I'm going to do with it. I don't know if I'm going to take the time to really metal work that or just kind of refill it with fresh Bondo. Just this is the next section, but we already know what that's going to be like under there. That's all Bondo. You can actually see the crack in the Bondo. So don't get me started at the top. That's all Bondo too. That's body filler. Sorry. So I initially just wanted to kind of sand this stuff down. See, there's a hole, and kind of figure out what I wanted to do with it. I'm not wanting to do a full. I don't want to do a full restoration on this car. I mean, I am, but I don't want to patch all the holes in the sheet metal because there'd be no actual original car left. It'd all just be new. So I have to draw a fine line between what needs to be done and what can financially and feasibly be done. Because this isn't a show car. I'm not going to SEMA. Y'all ever make a decision and then instantly regret it? Like, hey, this is bubbling a little bit. I should probably sand on that before I do any kind of paint work or anything, and just get those out of there so they don't come back. And then realize that the guy that had the car before you was a real Bondo Picasso. And just like the rest of this car, this entire light seems to all be completely fabricated from huge pieces of Bondo. Like, it's amazing. Look at this. That's, I'm sure that's factory. Well, this is a rebuild this whole piece, the whole side of it situation, so that'll be fun. Alright, now that I've made it excessively worse, alright, here she is, piece fitted-ish. That's a welder in. Alright, and here we are back. It's about 45 minutes or so later. That's not so bad. I'm not even going to put any filler on it. I just don't care. It's close enough. Well, there she is with the little weld-through primer and the cheapest black spray paint money can buy. I'd say that's a decent repair. No Bondo, just weld and grind. Hey guys, welcome back. So, big decision. I've decided we're going to paint it, and in doing that decision I realized that I have now condemned myself to countless hours of sanding and body work. I wasn't going to paint it. I was going to just clear it and leave it alone, as you do, patina. But there's a difference between patina and this. This isn't patina. This is 15 other dudes getting in here with 3,700 gallons of Bondo and the wrong types of sandpaper and just having their way with her. If the whole car looked like the hood and the fenders, I would leave it alone. I'd never touch it. I love this. I love these tiger stripes that I have in the hood on the other side. They're amazing. And they look great with clear. The rest of the car looks like hammered dog poop. So she drives so nice. The body works really, she's come along far better than I had anticipated, and now she deserves paint. That's the long and the short of it. I went ahead and created panels that matched the fenders to the body to take care of the gap that's been here, and I hated it. I didn't like it at all. So I made metal filler panels and welded them in. I haven't finished this one with the filler yet, but I had to put paint on it because it's going to rain, and down here if you leave bare metal uncovered for more than 15 minutes it will rust. So I went ahead and painted it, but I'll grind this paint back off and finish this piece just right here at the top. I got to get in there and finish that. This piece was rusted out pretty badly, so this is all sanded down, fiberglassed and bondoed. This is now fiberglassed and bondoed. That's done. That looks a lot better. Best spots are the back here. So I had some bubbling right here on the side of this taillight, as you do, and it turns out there wasn't any metal here. It was all Bondo. Like, they literally had probably a quart of Bondo shoved into this taillight, as you've seen. So I made this metal panel. There's no Bondo on this. This is just metal work and ground down. Then I found some holes here. I filled the holes on the back here with fiberglass because instead of making metal panels to fix this, this goes back to the know where to stop. I ground this down, and you've seen a lot of it now. This entire panel, this is all Bondo. This isn't metal. This is filler. So to fix this fender, and also here, this is all Bondo. This is all Bondo. This is the bulk of the fillers. This entire back is almost all filler. I'm stopping at visual. I'm not spending weeks on this car, because then if I fix this, then I have to fix this. If I fix all this, I have to fix all of this. And this side turns out is the same way. If you can actually see here how much Bondo's in it by just the hole. This hole is a couple of mils deep instead of being right through the metal like this one. So from about here, this is all Bondo. This is all Bondo, and this is all Bondo, as well as this. So I'd have to almost cut the car or the entire back of the car off to fix it. That's doable. I can do it. I don't want to. I will, however, use fiberglass because it is waterproof. Fill these gaps with fiberglass, which I did. Go over them with Bondo, smooth that down, and then paint over it. And we're going to call that good for probably the life, for my stewardship of this car. That will never have to be addressed again. So I also went ahead and took a hacksaw and actually cut the rest of the fender body line in here, because before this was all smooth. The fender line actually ends here because there is no fender. And they just went ahead and put Bondo in it and smoothed it out. Well, it looked goofy, even more goofy than these that I have currently in here that I cut with a hacksaw. Which I think it actually changes the look a lot, having the full fender lines, I think. It actually, if you don't look too close, if you're about 10, back up some more. Little more, little more, little more. If you're standing about this far away, it actually looks okay. Like, especially moving, and you have to remember too, at the car show, you back in. The front end's what people see. That's the money shot. That's what you want. This, you only see this if you're on the road. And this at 40 miles an hour, or a little farther back, a little more. From about there, and imagine you're moving and you're driving, so you're paying attention to the road. This looks great. How good does this look from there? I mean, like, that's magnificent. This fender was completely rotten. It's rotten from about here. It's rotten from about here down. You can see it in some of the other videos, but you don't really realize the extent of it until you grind it. And then you panic because, oh God, there's no metal. And there's not. But there is, however, now a ton of fiberglass and then Bondo over it, and it looks mint. Look at that. This is a metal piece I completely fabricated, which is why it doesn't match, because I didn't have any metal to go off of for a template, so I did the best I could with it, and close enough. But I finally got that fared. A little bit of filler there. This one, I did a much better job on, because there was actually metal here on the other side. I had to cut out this whole piece on the other side. I had to make all of this. All I had to do with this side since this was actually, it wasn't metal, but it was complete, is make a wedge. Just a wedge piece, and put a back on it, and slide, fit it in here, weld it in, fiberglass and Bondo over it, so it came out a lot smoother with a lot less work. This is what the other side will look like when I finally finish the bodywork on it. So, shockingly, the top is mostly Bondo, and I would actually consider fixing some of that, except this headliner is original to my knowledge and is pristine. She's a beaut, Clark. I mean, she's not sagging one bit. Look at that thing. It is headliner perfection. She's beautiful. And there's no way to weld metal into this top without destroying this headliner. And I'm afraid I don't even let people touch it, because I'm pretty sure it's tissue paper thin. But, I like having a headliner. It's the first car I've ever had with a headliner. It's amazing. It's a thing. People should have. You should all get headliners. If you don't have one, you should get one. So all I need is I just want these cracks gone so they won't get water in them and open back up under my fresh paint when I lay it down. That's all I'm looking to do. I might even use fiberglass so that it's a little more water resistant. What do you think about this fantastic piece of amazingness? Little Ranger homage there. That's her original Ranger badge off of the, I believe it was the tailgate, I think that came off of. And why green sparkle? Because I had green sparkle. This thing was pretty nasty looking, so I sanded it down. And I had purple and I had green sparkle. Green sparkle won, because how hot rod is green sparkle? Otherwise, that's where we're at, and that's where we're headed, and the next videos will be in that general direction. Alright, till the next one. Thanks for watching.